flex. I need a Nike bag, give me the check. I need the money and power, respect, but I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Hey, oof, I told them out of my way. I don't got nothing to say. Now they can't run at my pace. Yeah, they know that we ain't the same. 402, we rap the game. I told them this ain't a game.
Yo, what is up? It's Finn's Take with CB83A coming to you for another banger. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to all the homies who support in the community and watching this Florida State game. The Noles are back on top, but we did lose Jordan Travis, so I'm a little bit tight, and it looks like he's going to be done for the season. So, hey, it is what it is. Got to roll with the punches, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Hey, the Miami Dolphins play football tomorrow. It's been some days. It's been 2 weeks, man, since we seen our guys on the field, man. It's going to be good to see the guys back at it, refreshed. Hopefully they get off to a quick start because the Oakland Raiders will be coming in, on a high, on an adrenaline high this week. So, Looking forward to the matchup. Looking forward to seeing the Miami Dolphins play football again. Should be a good one. Anytime we get to see our guys go out, play football, do what they do, compete at a high level, and get after it, it's a good day. It's a good day. I can't complain about that. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's get straight to it. Shout out to the homie Raul P, who's in here first. He says, let's get ready for another win tomorrow. Fins up and stay healthy for sure, bro. For sure. We got to go up for the homie Raul P, who's really a day oneer. Shout out to the homie, man. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Shout out to the homie Raul P. Appreciate you coming through, my boy. Hey, do me a favor. Hit that like button on your way in. Shout out to everybody in here. I see you, Tom the Don. I see you. What's cracking? Fins up. T-minus 17 hours. Yes, sir. T-minus 17. It's almost that time, man. Getting closer. We're getting closer to it. Love to see it. Big ups to the members gang. The captain of the squad is my man, Thomas. Shout out to Thomas for holding down the Patreon over there. Captain of the squad. Shout out to the homie Irv, the homie William Perry, and the homie Hooked Up Joe, who's going to be that fifth member. Go over there, click the link, join the members gang, join the squad, support the channel. It helps, man. I appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate my Fins fam. It's another day, another opportunity. Moya TV, what's popping? What you says? What's up, fam? What's up with you, man? What's cracking with you, man? I got a couple of the homies in the back. Actually, let me bring up the homie Doc. We're gonna get straight to it tonight. Doc, what's good with you, man? How you feeling?
Hey, baby, it's football again, man. You know that bye week time to energize and get right. But man, it seemed like it was a long time.
It did seem like it was a long time, man. And just, I mean, from a NFL perspective, what was it like coming off a bye? And I mean, I think this is a good conversation to have. Like, is there a little bit of kind of getting back into the rhythm when it comes to coming off a bye, or is it you can kind of quickly adjust? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, it's a bye, but you don't get, the whole 2 weeks off, right? You
Right.
you're going to get maybe that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then by Wednesday or Thursday of that bye week, you got to start getting back to football because, this is a grind and, you got to be ready coming out of the bye. So it's good for the fellas to be able to get away and let their hair down for a few days, go see family if you don't live in Miami, that kind of thing. But then now, you've rested, the coaches, during the bye week, they're looking at all the film, they're self-scouting, they're doing all of those things to see, what things can improve on and what things did we do not so well, what do we need to throw out, what do we need to put in, for this stretch run.
And I think the bye came kind of like a perfect time for the Miami Dolphins. Perfect. Also, just because it's mid season, right? you get to kind of evaluate where you are as a team. And like you said, hey, adjust. Hey, what did we do well the first half of the season? What did we not do well? What can we toss out? What can we add in? Who are we getting back into the fold as far as health goes and injuries? I think it kind of came at the perfect time. You're coming off a game where, I mean, you had an opportunity to win the game. You made some mistakes late. Really good learning opportunity for guys, right? Uh, Good learning opportunity going into the bye. Watch the film. Hey, see what you need to do better, and just adjust and get better and come out ready to go. Because this really
And
is
I
like the
think most
second stretch of the
importantly,
season.
I think
Go
most
ahead, go ahead.
importantly for us, I think it most importantly for us a chance to get really, really healthy. I mean, you look at we had those guys out um during they were out and then they came back with Taryn and Jalen and
Yeah.
Waddle and Achane and all of these people coming back, but they got an extra 2 weeks after
Mm-hmm.
those games played in, particularly Jalen and X and Armstead to kind of get back healthy and whatever
Yeah.
bumps and bruises they may have had. So it to me it was perfect, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And you, I mean, you said it. Like, I mean, you're finally getting guys back healthy, kind of getting them into a rhythm. Jalen's coming off of his injury, and he's feeling more comfortable. He's getting into his groove. Achane, you're getting back. River Craycraft, you're getting back. We saw that they cut Chosen Anderson, right? And then they brought him back and then put him on the activated roster. So he's also a guy that's going to be back around now. So, I mean, this team, in the back half of the season is just getting, I think, preparing themselves for that run. And like we've heard Mike McDaniel kind of talk about, he's kind of hinted at he's preparing his guys for the Super Bowl. He's kind of hinted at that. One of the interviews a couple weeks ago, he kind of stated like, as far as the Kansas City game goes, he said, "Hey, you kind of need to start preparing your team, to run this operation remotely, because that's what's going to happen Super Bowl week. You got to do everything remotely, away from the organization, away from being at the crib, right?" So it's a little bit different. So it seems like Mike McDaniel is preparing his guys for that operation of, making that Super Bowl run. So I love to
And,
see
and I
it.
really think too, and I'm sorry for cutting you up. I really
No, go
think
ahead.
too
Go
is
ahead.
that it's that mindset, right? It's the mindset of stay ready,
Yes.
so you stay ready, so you don't have to get ready, and
Yeah.
building towards something, and really having that in the front of everybody's mind that it's Super Bowl or bust. That for the
Yeah.
fans, we kind of think, all right, if we get to the playoffs and win maybe a playoff game, that'll be a
Yeah.
successful season. We haven't seen it in a while. But
Mm-hmm.
Mike McDaniel and his staff, they see the team as constructed and say, this is Super Bowl quality. So, yeah, I'm
Yes.
just excited where we are.
Yes.
Again, the biggest thing is, the injury bug, man. We got to try our best to stay away from that, and you can't control it. You saw it
Mm-hmm.
in college today with the quarterback at FSU, and you saw Thursday night you lose two big time players. So,
It's tough,
those are
man.
things that you can't control, but what you can control, you have to control that.
Yeah, for sure. And I think part of this thing, like I think part of coaching is also like setting an expectation for your team, right? Like, um, some coaches will come out and say, "Hey, this is what I expect from you guys. We're a Super Bowl caliber team." Um, Other coaches won't say it, and then the teams aren't really, once they get to that moment, it's kind of like, are we supposed to be here? Are we ready to do this? It seems like Mike McDaniel is just kind of playing the mental game with his team and saying, "Hey, you guys are Super Bowl caliber. There's no doubt. I saw what you did last year. I saw where we are this year. We're a much better team. We have better talent, better guys at, bigger positions." And it's like, bro, why not? Why not us, right? Like, it. I mean, you have all the pieces. You're a good football team. He feels like he could probably go out there and beat anybody with this team. It's just a matter of, coming to play, like making the plays, not making mistakes, not turning the ball over. Stuff like that makes a difference. But I
Well,
think,
that's why we love the game, right? Because it's such a microcosm of life.
Yeah.
Will you get knocked down? Will you get back up? What do you do in crunch time when the bills are due? Are you gonna fold? Are you gonna stand up? All of
Figure it
those
out, right?
things, right? Are you gonna be able to figure it out? And I think that that's one of the things I like about this team is Mike McDaniel continually harps on the position and persevering and sticking
Yeah.
to it and banding together. And because when it gets crunch time, and I've been there. I remember what happened against the Buffalo Bills in '93 when they came back to beat us, and on the sideline, the team was fractured and nobody was rallying together. So when people talk about all the kumbaya stuff, don't matter. That it matters, man, because it's gonna get crunch time, and it's gonna be crunch time in your life. It's gonna be crunch
Yeah.
time in your family life, and it's gonna be crunch time on that football field. And what are you going to do? What is your family going to do? What is your football team going to do when times get hard?
And like you said, it's life thing. It's life, and that's what I love about the game of football too. It's just it relates to life. It translates to
Yeah.
life. Hey, you get knocked down, you get back up, you get another opportunity. And Mike McDaniel's even in his post game speeches, he talks a lot about,
Yes.
hey, like this is adversity. This is what it looks like. This is how we have to deal with it. And I think a lot of times we hear the post game speeches after the wins, but I would like to hear some of the ones after the losses. Um, and what he's saying in those losses, because I know he's saying things like, "Hey, we had a ton of opportunities out there. We missed some. We got to figure out a way to execute and be better." Right? This is adversity. This is how you deal with it. How are you going to bounce back now? Are you going to like be down on yourself, or are you going to learn from it, or is it going to become a lesson to you? So I think these are some key things that the Miami Dolphins are going through right now that's going to prepare them for later in the season when they do need to make that run. So I think
In-
that's what he's setting this thing up for.
Indeed. And I'm just excited about, tomorrow. You got a hot team in Oakland that's feeling really good about
Yeah,
themselves. They made the change. You got a young, fiery coach that played
yeah,
in the NFL, won a Super Bowl. So he knows what it takes to get the job done. So, and he got a group of men that's playing hard for him. So this will by no means be a cakewalk if we don't come in and, come in ready to play.
yeah, for sure, for sure. And I got the homie in the back. Guess who showed up, Doc? Guess who showed up? What's
Oh,
up,
nobody.
Lou?
I
What's up,
see
Lou?
nobody showed
What
up.
up? What up?
Nobody showed up. Huh?
Doc talking
Nobody
cash
showed
early.
up.
What's up, Lou? Dang, you there? What's up with your mic, man? Tighten up.
I told
Man,
you
you already
nobody,
know I'm
bro.
good, man. You know I'm
Shout out
good,
to my
man.
homie, my day one
What's good with
soldier.
you,
What's up,
man?
baby?
What up? What up? How you boys doing?
Good,
It's
man.
all
Good,
good,
Hey,
man.
bro.
How
hey,
you,
you
Good.
see me out here, man.
hey, boy. Hey, that boy keep some hats now.
Come
That boy
on,
gonna have
man.
some.
You
Hey,
already know the game is on
that
lock,
boy gonna
boy.
have some. Hey, that boy
Hey,
gonna have some dolphin hats for your ass, boy. God, leave, boy.
come on, man. We do this for a living, man. It's a
Well, when you got
lifestyle.
that
You know what I'm
gallon head, bro, you got to kind of hide it.
saying? Yeah, I know, Doc. I know.
Hey,
Yeah, I know.
MCJB said we outside, baby. He said we outside.
We
That's
Man, I stay
wild.
outside,
outside.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. That's what's up, man. Lou, what's good,
Everything,
man? What's going
everything
on with
good,
you?
bro.
Yeah, man. We chilling, man.
That's
Living
what's
life.
up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's
Always
what's
good.
up.
We was just talking about Mike McDaniel's kind of setting these boys up for this back half of the season, man. What you thinking going into the back half, man?
Man, I mean, we kind of touched on it a little bit the other day, CB. Listen, man, I think Miami positioned themselves. I was listening to you guys earlier. I couldn't agree more. I think the bye week came definitely at a good time. Um, and I just think this team, to you guys' point about Mike McDaniel having this team ready, I think they're poised to make some moves. I mean, CB, we were talking about it the other night again. You're
Yeah,
you're looking at these next 5 games. 5-0 would be great. It's hard to win 5 straight games in the league. We know that.
yeah,
But even 4-1 in these next 5, man, I think you can either be 11-3 or 10-4 going into Baltimore with 3 games left in the season, and it just sets up very well for us, man. So I'm excited, man. I don't know about you guys, but I think we start tomorrow putting some good football on the field. I really do believe that.
Yeah, I mean, and it starts like, I mean, it's all uphill from this point, right? I mean, well, the season's going downhill now, right? But I mean, we're in the midpoint. You know, we play the Raiders, and we got a good opportunity to go out here, get a win, and just kind of set the tone for what's coming for the next 4 to 5 games. Man, we got plenty of opportunities coming up. These are all winnable games. And honestly, with the way the AFC is shaping out right now, with these injuries, the Deshaun Watson injury, and I was having a conversation with EM earlier about this, the Deshaun Watson injury, the Joe Burrow injury, Mark Andrews being out. Like I don't wish injury on no team, but I understand it's inevitable and it's gonna happen. So with the way it's shaking out, it's like, man, this may really be your window to jump in and just go get this thing. Like when we look at the AFC, right? Who is the team that we think will stand in our way of getting to the Super Bowl and being a Super Bowl champion? Who in the AFC do you think is that team? Because honestly, I think there's only a couple right now, and it's like between a couple teams, maybe a few teams, but these teams I don't think are really that much better than us. But if you guys were to choose one team, who do you think would be that team?
Well, I think, for me, CB, it's two teams really, but I think you said something good. I don't fear neither one of these teams. I actually think we match up pretty good with both of them. But I think, due to the injuries with, Watson now and Burrow, I
Yeah.
think it's Baltimore and Kansas City, right? Like those are the only two teams. Like, listen, Houston, if they get in, it's a cool story.
It's a
You
great
like to
story.
see, it's
Yeah.
a great story, but they're not
Yeah.
ready to compete yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the Steelers, really, like Kenny Pickett, and
Good,
cool
cool
story
story.
again.
It's a cool story again. Yeah. It's a
Right.
cool story.
It's a
Yeah.
good story, but they're not
Yeah.
ready to compete. I think when it all boils down, we know, like, getting close to the end of the season now or the back half of the season, teams start separating. I think it's a 3-team race in the AFC, obviously Kansas City, Baltimore. And then I would say us, man. Like,
Yeah. We lost you, Lou. You there? Doc, you there? Lou, you back? Yo, we lost you for a second. I don't know what happened, man. I lost Lou. I lost Doc. What's going on?
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, bro. I can hear you now.
Oh,
I lost you for a second. I think you were saying something and then you just kind of cut out.
oh, my bad. Well, no, I was just saying, listen, at the end of the day, injuries to Burrow, injuries to Watson, I just think it's a 3-team race in the AFC. I think it's Miami, Baltimore, and Kansas City. So that's just my opinion. I don't think, again, Steelers, cool story. Houston, cool story.
Yeah.
Even if Buffalo gets in, cool story. But I think that, now going into the back half of the season, I think teams are starting to separate from each other. And I think, again, I don't know how you feel, CB, but for me, those are the 3 teams in the AFC kind of battled it out to see who represents the AFC in the Super Bowl. I would say Miami, Kansas City, or Baltimore.
Yeah, man. And we had the conversation the other night and we were saying, hey, which team would you rather play? Would you rather play Baltimore or Cincinnati? And you were saying you rather play Baltimore, and I was like, man, I'd rather play Cincinnati than play Baltimore.
No, I thought it was the other way around. I thought you said you wanted to play Baltimore, and I said I wanted to play Cincinnati.
No. You said you wanted to play. You said you feel like we could shut down Lamar. I thought.
No.
Bro, you said that, bro. I promise you said that.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
You did say that.
From the pocket. I
Yeah. You
said,
said
okay, yeah.
You remember. So we said we were like, who would you rather play right now? And this was when Burrow was healthy, right?
I think I might have got confused because I said I think it would be easier for our offense to go against Cincinnati's defense. I think that's a better matchup for it. I don't like, again, the biggest strength for Baltimore is their defense. I don't kind of like that matchup.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
from a defensive perspective, I would much rather see Lamar in the playoffs. Again, if you can execute the game plan and keep a guy like that in the pocket and let's say
That's
take
the
away the
hard
run
part
game.
though. Like I mean, you say,
Well,
oh, if
well,
you
well,
can keep
CB,
him in the pocket,
well, now knowing what you know now about Mark Andrews, right?
that's a
Does
now
O
that's a different story now.
Now it's
That's
a
that
different story,
it's
right?
a different story now. Now when you look at the Mark Andrews situation, you like, damn, like I would probably be willing to play Baltimore now because you kind of take away Lamar's safety blanket and Mark Andrews, right?
His number one option.
Number one option, and it's kind of like his safety blanket in the middle of the field. When he knows he's in trouble, he knows he can find him. Like that's the situation. So when you lose him for the season, it takes away an element to his offense, and he's got to kind of figure it out. It makes him become. It puts more pressure on him to become a better pocket passer in that situation. So yeah, that's tough.
Well, I
Man.
don't think Lamar's going to beat you from the pocket. See now again with Mark Andrews being out, right?
Yeah, with him being out, yeah, I think you can say that. I think you can wholeheartedly say that now.
Yeah,
You got
because now the problem is, and again, I'm just talking about, let's say, a Baltimore and Miami matchup, right? Does Odell Beckham scare you if you're throwing Ramsey out there?
no, not at all. And I think that's the great thing
Right, like
about the Baltimore matchup for us is that I don't fear their guys at all. Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham, those guys
Bateman.
like that. Like,
Yeah,
yeah. Like, we got X, we got Ramsey, we got Cater. Those guys are locked down.
Right.
Like, those guys are locked down. They're not doing much versus us.
Well, see, and that's why I like the matchup moving forward now, right? Because
Yeah.
again, with Andrews being out, now you basically, if I was Miami, I load the box, right? And I'd
Make them
say
play. Yeah.
we're gonna stop the run game, right? We're gonna take that away from you, and we want Lamar to consistently beat you from the pocket, right?
Yeah.
Force him to get into a game where he's throwing 30, 35, let's say 40 times in that game. Yeah, he's going to make plays here and there, but for the most part, he's not going to beat you. And I think that's a good matchup for us, man.
And I think, it becomes a much better matchup for us, especially with Andrews out, because you got the DBs to stop the passing attack. Like
all you got to do is take away the run. CB.
Yeah. You stop the run game and
it's over.
You stop the run game and keep Lamar in the pocket. You got something. You can
Yeah,
win.
it's a wrap. Yeah, it's a wrap. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I mean, Doc, what's your thoughts, man? If you were who's standing in our way right now? I think Doc is back. Doc, you back yet?
Yeah, I think for me, I don't think anybody's standing in our way. I think that we have to just be true to ourselves. If we play the kind of football we can play, our defense continues to get better, our offensive line continues to get better, and we find a healthy mix of running and throwing the ball, we have the team built to win the Super Bowl. So, if you're gonna say, I would just say Kansas City, just because you got to beat the champ to be the champ. But
yeah.
To me, it really comes down to us just taking care of our business and doing what we do, because that's what it is at the end of the day. The team that is true to themselves the most are the teams that's going to win the Super Bowl.
Well, Doc, I like what CB said earlier, right? It's the AFC. If you look through the landscape as of now, bro, the AFC's wide open. It's not like years past where you had that juggernaut in Kansas City where you were like, damn, that just looks like a team that's going to, be there. Bro, Kansas City don't put fear in nobody this year.
Nah, they don't.
And I love what CB said. Like, bro, this is on. Well, to your point, Doc, it's on us now, man. I think this thing is wide open, and if Miami can get onto a little run here, man, they could probably position themselves very well in the playoff to be hosting playoff games instead of going on the road. Right? You're bringing those games to the Rock now, man. So listen, man, this could be our year. I'm with you, CB.
I mean, and just the way things are shaping out for us, like this back half of the year, like if we just got to kind of ride this wave and just keep playing good football. Take it week by week, keep playing good football, and just prepare yourselves for going into the playoffs. Try to stay healthy as possible. Get up on teams and sit guys in the fourth quarter when you need to. As soon as you get the 2-point leads not the 2-point leads, but the 2-score leads, hey, sit guys down, give the rookies opportunities to come in and make plays, prepare guys like Cam Smith and some of the younger guys for maybe seeing reps in the playoffs. So that's what I like to see. I just want to see us kind of get to the point where we're dominating in this stretch right here, this 5-game stretch, dominating and taking care of business. And then going into, you play the Cowboys, you play the Ravens, you play the Bills. I mean, if you get two of those games, bro, you're looking at home field advantage, right? And you're not telling me we can't beat a Cowboys team. I think the Cowboys are going to be a team we see late in the season that they're going to look a little bit different from the way they look right now, right? They look like juggernauts right now, but they're playing chumps too. They're not really playing any good teams, in my opinion, right? But they're not. I think that's going to be a matchup that, we can win. I think we can win the Ravens game, and I think we could wholeheartedly win the Bills game. So if you just keep playing good football and keep taking care of the ball, keep running the ball well, we just got to keep the balance, and we got to the play calling's got to be there. You can't get so focused on passing the ball all the time and thinking about MVPs and thinking about 2,000 yards. I had this conversation with Ian today. It's like, bro, just focus on winning the football game, right? If you do it organically, run the football, balanced attack, it's going to happen for you. But if you're trying to force it and you're just trying to force the ball to guys just to get it to them, like it's going to come back to bite you. So just play clean football, and I think we'll be fine, bro, moving forward.
Listen, I would agree. I would definitely agree.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, CB. What is your expectation for tomorrow? Obviously, I see the title Big Dub, right? So
yeah. Of course.
I think the win is not in question. But how do you see that? Do you think it's a balanced attack? Do you think it's an aerial assault? We let Tua go out there and cook, or
honestly,
do you see a game where Achane gets over 100 plus yards?
Bro, I want to get back to the point where we're just a more balanced football team. When I look at last year, right, I look at a game like the Cleveland game, right, where we played the Browns. We were just very balanced, and we just really picked them apart. We ran the ball well coming out the gate. Like, we ran for over, 175 to 200 yards on the ground. Took care of business, and the play action just came really easy because we were running the ball well. I want to get back to the point where the play calling is just balanced. It's just chess. It's picking teams apart, and the defense is humming. The defense in those games played well during that stretch. Like, we need to get back to the point where the defense is just playing good football, and I think that's where we're at right now. I think they're doing some really good things. I think Fangio's kind of figured it out. Right, but I want to get back to where we're running the ball. If we're running the ball, that's when the Miami Dolphins are winning games, is when they're running the ball well. And I know people talk about Tyreek and they talk about Waddle and all these guys. The run game is so much more important to this offense than the passing game, in my opinion. And I know people want to focus on it, but when this team can run the ball and get 3, 4, 5 yards a pop on first and second down, and we can get into 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Nobody can stop us as a team, right? No defense can stop us in 3rd and 3. There's just too much for us to call on 3rd and 3 and 3rd and 4, right? So that's where I want to see us. I want to see us get into 3rd and short. Now, when you're throwing the ball on first down, throwing the ball on second down, and it's 3rd and 10, you're relying on a chunk play. That's a low percentage play, right? That 3rd and 10, you getting that is low percentage. It's like taking a deep three, like a Steph Curry three. It's just a low percentage play. It's a low percentage shot. You're not always going to hit on those. But if you get into 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, that's like a layup, right? Everybody can go out there and hit a damn layup. So you got to put your offense in position to stay ahead of the chains and continually move the ball down the field. It doesn't have to be taking the deep shots all the time. Sometimes you got to hit the tight end, Tua, right? And honestly, when I look back at the Kansas City games, there were some opportunities where Tua had some guys underneath, and instead he took the deep ball and it came back to bite us, right? That's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see Tua just throwing the ball just to throw it, bro. You really gotta look at underneath. If underneath is open, take it, right? So that's my thing. I just want to see them play solid football, and that's if I have a criticism of Tua and Mike McDaniel, it's just that hey, we're too focused on pushing the ball down the field. Sometimes we need to hit the guys in the flats, take the checkdowns. There are plenty of opportunities where Mostert will get a swing pass behind the line of scrimmage and take it for 10 to 15 yards. But you got to give him the opportunity there. So I just want to see more of that and less of the, I got to take the shot down the field. Because I think the best offensive coordinators use the entire field, and Tyreek and Waddle are only in one part of the field. The flats are another part of the field. You gotta use and operate. But that's why I think Achane is so important, because he's a great catcher out the backfield too. So I think that's where he's gonna come back and really help this Miami offense and just help us to be more versatile, bro.
I mean, listen, I would agree. When I look back at the Kansas City game, though, again, I'm not trying to go against your point, because I do agree. But even the third down that we converted to Durham Smythe, that was a check down. If Tua just looks up and maybe holds the ball half a second longer, maybe a second longer, Waddle streaking down the sideline wide open, bro. So I think, listen, to your point, we just got to be a little bit more balanced, right? I think Tua has to do a better job. I think Mike McDaniel, in certain situations, has to do a better job in some of his play calling as well to help out guys like Tua and maybe open up some of the crossing patterns underneath.
I
little
think
outlets to the flat. I think, bro, it's a combination. But I'm with you, CB. I think we definitely have to be more balanced. You know
and
what
I
saying?
think
sure.
so. And being more balanced too, you gotta like our third and fourth wide receiver. They should be eating a little bit. Like I want them to eat a little bit more. Like I remember Sherfield last year, like having some big plays, and that was because Waddle was covered, Tyreek was covered, and he was just wide open, and Tua just knew he was going to be where he needed to be. Like I want to see our third wide receivers eat. There's no reason Cedric Wilson. There's no reason Cedric Wilson. There's no reason Cedric Wilson, Claypool, Berrios, these guys shouldn't be eating in our offense, bro. They should be open. Like, they really should be open.
Oh,
so,
you just going to leave that boy out?
No, Craig Crab. Yeah. Craig Crab too, man.
Gonna leave him out? Oh, okay.
Crab
I see
too,
what
man.
we're doing.
That's Lou, that's nasty work, bro. That's nasty
crazy,
work,
man. T Rich, shout out to the homie.
Bro, what's up with T Rich, man?
We should abandon the run, CB. Wow.
Come on, man. We gonna abandon it, man. Come on. Hey, T Rich. I might drop the link for you, T Rich. You can jump up here and tell me what you're talking about.
He said he disagreed.
Now, let me tell you this, right?
T Rich at your neck right now.
Let me tell you this about he said these outside runs aren't working against the top teams. These outside runs will be fine, but you have to mix it up. It can't be run outside every time. It's got to be run inside a little bit. Run outside. It's gotta be chess, not checkers, right? And you gotta add in the play action, and you gotta have guys on the field that are a threat running it, right? Like when you give the outside run to Achane, bro, it ain't gonna hit like Achane running it, right? You see what I'm saying? Right. So you had when Achane was running these outside runs, guess what they were doing? They were breaking, bro. They were breaking because they were breaking. But when you got a guy like Ahmed in there running it, and you don't have that 1-2 punch, like the 1-2 punch of Mostert and Achane, bro, it's not gonna hit the same. So I think people will, and that's what guys will do too. Like they see the outside run getting stuffed a couple times and they'll abandon it. No, you can't abandon it. You have to continue to do it. You have to continue to keep teams honest, right? You need them flowing outside when they see that toss. Because when you toss it, when you run the play action off the toss, they're going to be flowing, and then you're going to be able to come out the other side or something like that. So there's levels to it. You got to be able to visualize that, hey, we're running this to set something up for the next time. It's not always just running it to run it and get yards. It's always sometimes it's running it to play the chess match with guys. So that's part of it too. And I know T Rich ain't thinking that far ahead, man. He ain't thinking that far ahead.
T Rich want to see Tua throw that thing, man. That's what T Rich wants.
And that's cool. I want to see Tua throw it too. But Tua's not the type of quarterback that you want throwing the ball 35, 40 times a game. Like, let's be honest. Like, if T Rich could get up here and tell me that he wants Tua airing it out 40 times a game, back there, gunslinger, I think he'd be lying to me, bro. Because that's not how Tua's going to be successful in this offense. He's just not that type of quarterback. He's the type of quarterback where he operates at a high level, anticipation, play action, windows. The windows are open because of the play action, because of the run game is operating well. I think that has a lot to do with it. So guys who just say they want to see Tua just air it out, bro, that's not how we're going to win. I mean, that's how Tua could get the MVP, but that's not how we're going to win games. So that's just my thoughts on it.
Well, I just think, for me, it's kind of what the game dictates. Obviously, you want to be balanced. I'm never going to push back on that. But some games you're not going to be able to sit back and just, run the ball and pass when need be and stuff. Sometimes your quarterback is going to have to throw it 30, 35, 40 times.
I agree.
Listen, I think Tua has the ability to do it. Now, is it the best for this team, overall team success? No, I would agree with you there. But, listen, I don't want – I remember years past, CB, that this offense – and again, everybody knows how I felt about Flo, but that offense it felt like the offense had to play a perfect game, right? Because it was going to be 12, 13, 14 play drives, everything.
Slow.
And again,
everything was
cool,
slow. Yeah.
But it was just slow, right? And you had to play perfect football. And I think with this team, the ability to have that quick strike ability where you never know, it don't matter where we are on the field, one play, and again, it can come from the run as well with the athletes like Achane that, one cut, everything's blocked up front, right? He's off to the races. Or it could be a quick slant to Tyreek or Waddle and they're taking it. Or it could be a 9 route. I just think I don't want to take that quick strike ability away because I don't think in years past Miami's offense didn't have that element, right? And I think we have that. So I get what you're saying. I don't want to go away from the quick strike ability neither. You see what I'm saying? I think if there's opportunities to have those kind of big explosive plays, I do want to see them execute them at a very high level as well, right? When the opportunities present themselves.
Yeah, and I want to see that too, man. I want these guys to operate at a high level, but you just like balance is always the best approach. It really is. And I know guys want to see guys get out there and throw it 30, 40 times a game, but bro, that's really not. You're putting yourself more jeopardy to get hurt, to take a big hit. Like, you want to be running the ball. First of all, it helps your O-line too. Like, your O-line really wants to be run blocking, right? They don't want to be pass blocking all the time. They want to be downhill trying to get at guys. When you keep your offensive line heavy on their hands and they can play fast and play up the field and go attack guys, it helps them too, right? It helps them get into a rhythm. It helps them be aggressive and be able to be on the attack. The last thing I wanted to do as an offensive lineman is sit back there and catch guys all game in pass blocking. Like, that shit is not fun. Like, trying to stay in front of guys and pass block. That's just not something fun. I want to be running around, running downfield. And that's where I think this line has been their best, is basically going downfield, making plays. I've seen Austin Jackson. I've seen Rob Hunt. I've seen Connor Williams get downfield at the second level, hit safeties, hit cornerbacks, and just make plays down the field, man. Make a lot of plays down the field. And that's where I think these guys want to be. And I think that's what Mike McDaniel needs to do. He needs to mix it up in that aspect.
What, CB, do you think Do you think Mostert kind of gets the start, the early carries tomorrow, or do you right off the bat throw Achane out there and see
I
what the
think
rookie's looking like?
Yeah, I think Mostert gets the carries initially, and then you work Achane in, get him a few here and there, get him a
Do you
series
think
here
he's
and
on a
there.
pitch count
I don't
tomorrow?
know. That's a good question. I don't know the extent of his injury, so I mean he may come back and go full go. And I mean I thought Ramsey was going to be in a pitch count when he came back, but it seemed like he played damn near the whole game. I think he missed a couple snaps. So it's just, I guess they'll gauge it. They'll probably just get a feel for where he is, talk to him about, hey, how are you feeling, things like that. And I know he's itching to get back out there. He's got to be itching to get back out there. After the success he had early on, I know he's just ready to go out there and make some more plays. He's got to be.
Well, they said during this week. I don't know if you've seen some of the clippings and stuff coming out of practice, but they say that kid has no setbacks. Supposedly the injury, the Dolphins kind of just threw him on IR to kind of make sure everything was right. But supposedly, what I think was Barry Jackson put it out on Wednesday
Yeah.
that if this was like a playoff push or something, they would have never set this kid down.
Oh, yeah. I can see
You know what
that
I'm
being the
saying?
case. I can see that being the case.
So
They're just
listen,
trying to take care of him, like trying to make
right?
sure he's
You know what
good.
I'm saying? Absolutely, make sure
Yeah.
he's good for the stretch run.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
bro, Barry Jackson said on Wednesday, I guess their first day out at practice, that Achane was out there making guys look foolish.
Really?
Like he was
Oh, I
putting
heard
in
he
that
wasn't. I heard he
work,
wasn't getting touched. I heard he didn't get touched all
bro.
practice or something like that.
Bro, they say he was putting in work. So I don't know, man. I've asked a couple guys already what their thoughts about tomorrow with Achane.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't know, man. I think, man, I think I really do think this kid might hit that century mark again, man. I think he's gonna go for over 100.
Ooh.
I'm
Are
gonna
you
say
talking
two tutties.
tomorrow? You saying
Yeah,
tomorrow?
I
Oh
say Achane
shit.
goes for over 102 tutties tomorrow.
Oh damn. Dang. You
I'm
ain't
calling my
playing,
shot,
boy.
man.
You ain't playing. I mean, Tua not throwing it 35 times. But hey, shout out to the homie T Rich. I wanted to get T Rich on real quick.
Yeah.
I think you had some pushback on some of the comments I
Put
had,
put
man.
him
What
to
was it?
sleep, T
What?
Rich.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's
Put
go,
him to
T
sleep,
Rich.
T Rich.
What's your
Now
hey?
look, I'm pretty passionate about this. And look, from a football perspective, I understand what you're saying about the run game and about being balanced, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
With this team, though, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
So I mean, and let's I mean, when we look at the numbers and we look at when the team was successful and when they haven't been successful, I think when you look at the Miami Dolphins, this team this year, I think they've been the most successful when they've had a balanced attack, when they've
I
ran
agree.
the ball,
I
and
agree.
when they've ran the ball and been successful running it. So you can't tell me, you can't get in here and tell me, T Rich, that hey, you feel like this team is so explosive that they don't need to run the ball. Like that's just something you can't. I don't think you can approach it like that. I think Mike
No,
McDaniel knows that.
this is my concern. The run game, they're almost like trick plays, like they're home run plays. It's like you're going to get 15 yards down the field, or you could possibly lose 5 yards, and it can destroy your drive. It could be a drive killer. And in these big games, these outside run plays, these toss runs, these jet sweep with the wideouts, those work. But
They work a
these
lot. They work a lot.
but these run plays get to the outside. Teams are scheming. They're game planning for these now. Before they didn't game plan for them. And maybe Achane getting back, maybe that changes a whole lot because he could use his speed to get to the outside more quickly.
Yeah, right.
But man, I don't know because again, you kind of mentioned it too. The problem with this team is they get in third and long over and over again, and this has been something that's been consistent over the past 2 years.
But that's not a
third and long, and we forget about the first two plays.
right.
But you can't
But that's
expect
not
that
good.
against a great team.
Exactly, and that's my thing. And your mic is going in and out for some reason. I'm not sure if it's if it's because you're backing up or what. But it's
Maybe
going
I'm
in
covering
and
it
out.
up. You can hear me now?
Yeah. I can hear you now.
All right.
So, and I like what you're saying there. You're saying like Tua converts these third and longs a lot, but this is something we can't rely on versus good teams, right? And I think that's where your hiccup is that, you know, you think because you can do it versus certain teams, you could do it versus everybody. And that's not the case, right? Some teams you could convert that third and long, but some teams, bro, you just can't do that. You got to be able to run the football. And I think versus Philadelphia's, versus the Kansas City's, and we saw it in the second half of Kansas City. Like, you only started moving the ball when you started running the ball well, right? You have to find a way to stay ahead of the chains, and if you aren't staying ahead of the chains, the good teams are going to take you away on 3rd and 10. Like, good teams aren't letting you get 3rd and 10 at a high clip. Bro, that's just not something that happens, bro. And you've seen it this year. The Bills didn't let us get 3rd and 10. The Philly didn't let us get 3rd and 10 like that, and the Chiefs didn't let us get it either. So you got to figure out a way to run the football and get into 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, or you're going to be putting yourself in a very bad situation.
And I agree with you. The problem is the team is getting in 3rd and 10 because of the run game.
Well,
against these good teams.
And look, and this is what I want you to understand about some of these runs. Some of these run plays, when you're running outside zone and they call a blitz to the zone or they call something to it, like, you're just going to have to take that on the chin. Sometimes defensive coordinators just call a play that's better than your offensive play. Sometimes they call a play directly to what you're doing, right? And sometimes you take those L's. That's just the nature of the game. If you're in 2nd and 12, you're in 2nd and 12. You need to find a way to get 7 yards to get into 3rd and 5, right?
It's too consistent, though. But I think the part that you're missing, Stevie, is that DC's, their job is to understand tendencies and to stop those tendencies.
Of course, yeah.
The Miami Dolphin tendency is to run the ball to the outside, which is kind of like a college game plan. Like,
sometimes we don't run it to the. But you make it seem like we run the ball outside all the time.
Well, CB, this is what I'm seeing. They're shooting the outside gaps now. So, like, even with Savon, let's take Achane out. Even with Savon, it'll be times where he'll run to the outside and he doesn't get touched until 15 yards down the field. Now they're shooting the gaps and it's like a loss for 5 yards. Or we get a holding call because you're expecting guards and centers to pull all the way 20 yards to the sideline. We get a holding call. Like, the run game is destroying these drives. And then we're asking Tua to bail us out.
And sometimes that's the case, right? But that's also why Mike McDaniel has to mix it up. Like, Mike McDaniel was innovative in the run game. He does this inside zone toss, right? This toss motion that basically he tosses it inside to Mostert or Achane, and they kind of hit the hole on the inside instead of going outside. So when teams see that toss, they're thinking, oh, this guy's trying to get outside. Like, he's trying to get outside. It's a toss. But Mike McDaniel put this in to throw teams off and say, hey, we're going to toss it, but we're going to go inside with it. It's going to force those guys to run outside, and then we should have a cutback lane inside. So I think he's doing some of that too, but it's just not enough of it. And I agree with you there. There's just not enough. There's just not enough balance in the run game. I don't want to see them run outside every time. I want to see them mix it up. They got to run inside. They got to run the fullback up in there sometimes and just run the ISO and run at the linebacker. Like, you can't just get one-dimensional in the run game. You got to mix it up. There's plenty of run plays. There's traps, there's powers, there's counters, there's inside toss, outside toss, there's stretch, there's sweeps, there's jet sweeps with the wide receivers. Plenty of stuff you can do, right? But Mike McDaniel also prides himself in doing, like, the stuff that's an extension of the run game. Like, throwing it to the running back, throwing the tunnel screens, like the swing routes, the checkdowns, the running back screens. I think that's all a part of the run game too. And, bro, I see what you're saying, but we still got to run it. I don't care if we get hit. I don't care if we get hit and it's, on first down, you run the outside zone and you lose 2 yards. Okay, you lose 2 yards. You got to find a way to get it back. You got to keep teams honest with the run game. It's just something you got to do, bro.
I agree. And part of me, like, teams should still run because you you have to keep the defense honest at the same time,
Right,
right?
right.
And especially in this day and age, you're not going to win a Super Bowl running your way to the Super Bowl, except for one guy.
Nah, hold up. Now
Hold
you can't. Hold up.
Mm.
Patrick Mahomes. When we look at the Kansas City Chiefs last year, their
Mhm.
playoff run was very run heavy, right? When we go look at what they did in the playoffs last year, they used the run game a lot in the playoffs to win them games. They leaned on the run game. They didn't lean on Pat Mahomes' arm. And trust me, I done a lot of numbers, punched the numbers on this. They leaned on the run game a lot. You saw a lot of Pacheco. You saw a lot of the other running back they had. And
Yeah.
those guys kind of carried them to the Super Bowl and into the win. So I think people just get this illusion like, oh, the run game isn't a thing anymore. But bro, when you go look at the teams and what they're doing and really look at the numbers, bro, they're running the football. Everybody's running the football.
No, they should be a contribution, but you're saying like you're not gonna the number one rush team in the NFL is not about to win the Super Bowl unless it's like
bro, if your run game is top 5 in the NFL, you're gonna have a shot, and your defense is playing good football, and your quarterback can operate, bro, you're gonna be fine. Like your
quarterback, but Mahomes was still the driving factor.
Mahomes was the driving factor, but he leaned on the run game a lot. Pacheco was getting 7, 8, 10 yards a clip at times during that playoff run. And when you have a quarterback like Mahomes and people are expecting you to just toss it around the field, your run game's going to be there, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be there. And if you have guys like Tyreek and you have guys like Waddle and all these fast guys on the field and they're expecting you to throw the ball, shit, the run game's going to be there. It's got to be there. If your O-line is just doing what they need to do, all you got to do is get in front of your man, block the guys in the box, and you're going to have some opportunities, especially with a guy like Achane and Mostert back there. So,
well, CB, let me ask you this though. When you say balance,
I'm gonna get some
right?
other guys on. I'm gonna just bring these guys in. Shout out to the homie Anthony and shout out to Tom the Don. What's good with you guys? What's going on, man?
What's going on, Dave? What's going on, CB?
Well, hold on, Anthony.
Go ahead.
Hold on, Ant, real quick. What I'm saying is, listen, I'm not saying I agree 100% with T-Rich. I do understand what he's saying though. But when you say balance, CB, I think me and T-Rich, we both agree. But put a percentage on it. Should it be 50-50 run pass? Should it be 55?
And look, like, and this is what y'all do a lot. Y'all do this.
No, but it's the truth,
bro. And I get it. Look. So if we did it, to be completely honest with you, I think we should be balanced. I think we should be around 60-40. But this is what I want you to understand.
60-40
Look, this is
run?
what. Yeah, this past the run. So 40% run. But this is what I want you to understand. 10% of that 60 needs to be the stuff that's an extension of the run game, like the running back screens, the shuffle passes, the swing plays, the swing routes to Achane in the flat. Like that stuff has got to be in there. So if you get that 10% in there along with the 40% run, shit, that's perfect. That's balance. That's the balance I'm looking for. T Rich looking over there upset. Like, but bro, Tua, look, the more Tua is throwing the ball, I think the more you're putting us in jeopardy as a football team. I think Tua's I think he's a good quarterback. He can operate, right? But you got to be balanced with him. You can't just put him in a position where he's dropping back 4 straight times to throw the ball.
Elite? You said he's a good quarterback. You don't think he's elite?
Nah, he's not elite at that level. He's not elite.
We got him on wax.
Wow.
We got him on wax.
He's not elite.
Wow.
He's not the look. Tua's good. Tua's good, but he's not the guy you're just gonna drop back and say, "Oh, throw us to a win every game." No, that's not him. That's not him.
But to be honest, CB, that's what you need.
That's what you need. Where you don't have to have that if you have a team around a guy.
What happened week 1? He abandoned the run and he threw it 45 times. Drop back.
So what's week 1 and what was the score of the game?
36 to 34, something like that.
34. Yeah.
And that's because he had to do it, right? And that sometimes he can do that. I'm not telling you he can't do that at all. I said you don't want him doing that every game.
No,
that's not his play.
T-Rich, you got to remember one thing. The more successful our running game is, the more those safeties can't drop both of them back.
Listen, I agree with what y'all saying. I just don't think the run game can be successful.
So you don't think that, bro? I mean, we got a top 10 run game.
You do realize we were number one. We were number one in the run game until 2 weeks ago.
Bro, hold on. He said, hold on. T-Rich is saying the run game, the numbers are skewed. I don't 100%. Know. Like, the numbers can't lie to us. That's what I'm saying.
Let me cook. All right,
go ahead. I'm going to let you cook. The numbers can't lie, though.
We abandoned the run game.
They can.
And week 1, we abandoned the run game because we knew it wasn't working. We knew we weren't going to win that way. Week 2, I felt like he ran the ball too much in week 2, but he stuck with it, and eventually Mostert broke like a 60-yard run when there was one linebacker in the box because Bill Belichick was afraid of the pass. But it wasn't because we had a great run game. And then week 3, we ran all over Denver, and I think 3 skewed the numbers throughout this first half of the year. We're still probably number 1 in the run game in the NFL, but against these teams, we're not running. And even in week 4 against the Bills, the run game was bad, but Achane broke a big one. And so this is my thing, and I'm gonna let someone cook after this. Okay. I think you need a pass game to be the driving factor to get to a Super Bowl, except for one guy, and that's Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel got to the Super Bowl running the ball as a run game coordinator in San Francisco. Like, he's the one guy that did it. Like, he was a bigger factor than Shanahan. To be honest, let's just be truthful. And so I'm afraid with these outside zone, I agree with you 100%, CB. Let's get some inside zone. Let's get 3 yards. We get 3 yards on 1st and 10.
We good.
2nd and 7. We good.
Yeah.
We good. I like that. But Mike McDaniel is more like it's risky, and it's like a home run. It's like we're gonna get 10 yards, or we're gonna lose 3, or we're gonna get a holding call because he's trying to get 200 yards rushing in the game. And that's scary.
But hold on, real quick. I'm gonna address this real quick, and then I'm gonna go to you, Anthony. But I think you have to take into account also like what he's dealing with on the offensive line. He's dealing with some injuries. But this is my thing with Mike McDaniel. He's got to learn to trust whoever is in there. Your offense can't change completely because you have guys injured. Like, you still have to be able to call the same plays and be successful at them. Like, no matter who's playing center, who's playing right guard, who's playing left guard, bro, you still need to be able to call your shit and run it. Like, and that's my thing. I don't know if he's getting away of it because, I got Eichenberg at guard now. I don't know if I feel comfortable running it to him. Like, I don't know what it is, but he still has to be able to run the football inside, outside, and switch it up. Like, it's something you got to be able to do. And Achane being out this stretch, I think, kind of threw this team off a little bit from what they were doing. And it makes it more difficult. So now that he's back, hopefully, the run game is back to where it is, and Tua can operate like we needed to. I think we were better last year when we were running the ball and being balanced, like the game, like the Cleveland game, like those games where we were just running the ball and being able to operate. But go ahead, I'm gonna go Anthony first and then Todd. Go ahead, Anthony.
See, for me, this one, I think honestly, the reason the way I see it, and the way this is how I feel. The reason why we do so much outside zone is because I think McDaniel feels our running backs are not big enough to constantly be pounding them on the inside. They're too small for that.
I think that's true too.
Yeah,
I think that's a very good point.
And we don't really have and Chris Brooks to me is not really a power back like people make him out to be. He's a scat. He's a scat back that has the ability to, but that's not conducive. That running style is not conducive to a long career for guys like Achane, Mostert, and Brooks and stuff like that, and Salvon Ahmed. So I think we need to. This is where I kind of was upset that we didn't go after a sledgehammer and a guy like a Leonard Fournette when he was available.
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree 100% because let me explain why. CB brought up Kansas City in the run game, right? when we started getting effective offensively, it was because of the run. You know, the biggest 2 runs of the game late in the fourth quarter on that last drive, they were inside zone runs with Mostert, right?
Agreed.
We do know that, right? So this narrative that it's just all outside runs and stuff. No, we are very good at running inside zone as well. I don't think you need a bruising back. This narrative that you need a bigger back to run inside zone. No, I just think, listen, it's all about
need to be able to
execution.
block that shit, bro.
You got to be able to execute.
Hey, Lewis, thank you for bringing that up.
We have the back. I think we have the backs to run anything we want to run. It's just about execution up front. CB coaches offensive linemen. Hey, CB, am I wrong? If you execute, if the offensive line is getting their initial blocks and getting up, working their way up to the second level, this run game, I think the backs we have can be effective. Am I wrong, CB?
Yeah. You got to be able to block it. If the guys are blocking well, look, if the guys are blocking it well, anybody can run up in there, right?
Now, CB,
absolutely.
Now, hold up, just real quick. Hold up. Now, anybody can run up in there, but the guys who run up in there are gonna take they do take a little bit more of a beating when they run up in there. So you got
but you understand what I'm saying, CB. It's not conducive to a long career for a scat back like that.
I agree with you in that aspect, Anthony. I think Achane isn't a guy you want to constantly pound up in the middle. I agree with you there. I think that's just not his game. I think you got to give him. I think you got to get him outside a little bit.
Ain't nobody running harder than Raheem Mostert this season.
Hey, CB.
Go ahead, Todd. Go ahead.
Remember, I know you do the all 22s on the games.
Yeah.
Remember the giant touchdown run by Achane?
You said the
long touchdown run against the Giants. It was in the middle. He broke it outside and beat the safety who was 10 yards downfield.
Right. And that's what I think. You know, it happens. Go ahead. Yep.
It's a matter of the running back's vision to hit the hole where it is.
I saw that. Hold on, Anthony. Let him finish, Anthony.
That's where I think Achane is better than Ahmed, and he's right there with Moser. Both of them have good vision. They will hit the hole where it's at. If it's in the middle, they're going to hit it. And that's just a matter. You got to trust your running back to pick the right hole too.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. I think so. My thing about with this running back room, right, is that you're really down to like Jeff Wilson has been a shell of himself. We really haven't seen Jeff Wilson Jr. Achane's been hurt. Mostert's been available. Brooks is hurt, and then you have Ahmed. My thing was before the season, bro, go get somebody. Like I understand people saying, "Oh, you don't want to spend the money," but you still need a guy. Like you still need some guys in there to make plays. Like if you get a guy in like Dalvin Cook, guess what? You push down guys like Ahmed. They're not seeing the carries. You don't see the Jeff Wilson Jr.'s of the world because you got a guy who can do it and can do it at a high level. So that's my thing. It's like people say, Achane's playing good. We don't need – no, it doesn't matter. It's not about a one guy. It's about the unit as a whole.
Exactly.
The running back room could be better right now. It could be a lot better right now.
Hey, but before I get out of here, before I get out of here, I think Mostert might get the start, but he is nursing an injured knee and ankle, so I think Achane's going to get more of the snap.
We'll see. I can see it.
Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, have a good night, Todd.
CB, I know the play that you guys were talking about against the Giants.
Yeah.
Specifically, that was an outside. When I looked at that play, I rewatched that all 22. The play that Todd was just talking about was not a pure inside run. It was on the outside shoulder of the guard when the guard was pulling.
I'm getting some feedback I'm getting some feedback from you, Anthony. You might have to go out and come back in. I'm getting some feedback on your mic for some reason.
Is that me?
No, you might be good now.
Hey, CV, what running back you talking about that you say we could be better in the room? Like
we should have went and got Dalvin. That's my honest opinion. Like I think we should have went and got him. I think first of all, I think if Dalvin's in that room, he's making plays. He's making plays right now. You're not telling me. Look, you're not telling me Dalvin in this offense can't be dynamic. You're not telling me that. Yeah, and
No, he's not.
it's easy for you to say now because he's with the
Well,
Jets and he's not doing anything.
Okay, bet.
But our offensive line is way better than the Jets. I think we have many more weapons on the team. We have guys like Waddle and Tyreek down the field.
Boy,
Come on, bro. You ain't killing shit.
Let me tell you something right now, CB. I don't want to hear that weak ass excuse talking about the offensive line here in Miami is better than the Jets. Is that stopping Brees Hall? Hold on. Is that stopping Brees Hall from running against that?
Brees Hall's not having a great year, bro. He's not having
doing better than Doc.
Bro, what is that? It's easy to say, bro. That's an easy.
Come on.
That's easy to say.
CB, let me ask you a question because I talked to the same person you talked to today, and I'm glad we're bringing this conversation up. Because let's say there's a scenario where the Jets, let's say, release Dalvin Cook.
Go get him. Go get him. Go get him.
Okay.
I'm not playing him, bro. Go get him.
Hold on. And again, I'm glad we're doing this, CB. Let me ask you a question. Let's say Miami does go get him. Where's he at on the depth chart if he comes in the Miami Dolphin room?
Shit, you talking about who? Dalvin Cook?
I'm talking about your boy Dalvin.
Shit, he's probably gonna see second or third string.
He's number
reps.
one. He's number one, I think.
Well,
he has to be
Ooh,
number one.
You hear Mazzano? Mazzano said he's number one.
Man, first of all,
He has to be number one if you bring him in.
No, I don't think he has to be number one. Nah, you don't have to be.
Man, hell no, he's not better than Achane.
Nah. Hey, he's not better than Achane right now. But
look.
Let me tell you this. Hold up, Lou.
He's not better than Mostert this season.
But he's a very good complementary guy to those. So I know people will say, "Oh, he's washed. He's this." He's a very good complementary back to those guys.
He's not that much of an upgrade. He's not that much of an upgrade.
To Ahmed, hey, compared to Ahmed and Wilson.
To Ahmed, yeah. But to Ahmed and Wilson.
What are we talking about? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
CB, he's
Come on, dog. Y'all not, hey.
$8 million a year.
Hey, Lou.
He's not that much of an upgrade for $8 million.
CB, Dalvin is mad. Dalvin is mad right now in the Jets when he's getting not the carries, right? He's already complaining. He wants touches.
He wants to be the guy. He's a dog. He wants to be the guy.
And I give him credit for that, CB. What I'm saying is he's RB2 in the Jets. Worst case scenario, he's RB3 here in Miami.
Yeah.
He's not better than Mostert.
Which could be the case, but we don't know how long Mostert will stay healthy. We don't know how long Achane will stay healthy. Bro, come on. We've seen it every year. Like, let's not. Hey, come on. Our running back room is made of glass. Let's not fake the funk here. And if people are in here faking the funk and saying this running back room is healthy and they stay healthy and these guys stay on the field, then you're freaking lying to yourself. Like, let's not. These dudes are made of glass. Let's be real. These dudes are not durable. Lou. I'm cooking you, Lou. I'm cooking you because you know it's true. Come on, dog.
CB, look at your chat.
They're not they're not healthy.
They killing you.
Oh yeah, these dudes are Dalvin haters. They hate Dalvin. Hey, what I'm saying is, look, Lou. When it comes to our running back room. When it comes to our running back room, they glass, bro.
Hey,
they glass. Q,
CB,
you there, Q?
CB, the chat wants me and T Rich and Q to take over the show. That's what they're saying down in the
Q,
chat.
what's good? Q, what's good with you?
They don't even want you up here, man.
I know. They mad at you.
Time out.
Q, you got your mic is terrible, Q. I don't know what's going on with it right now. Q, go ahead.
I don't got headphones on. I'm in my bathroom right now. I can't put headphones on because it's gonna fuck up everything. You know, I got paint everywhere. But yeah, man, let's not act like Dalvin Cook, bro. Let's not act like he doesn't have 4 consecutive, 1,000-yard seasons. Let's not act like this dude wasn't that dude in the NFL.
Come
right?
on, bro.
You're gonna compare this one season.
What you're doing for me lately?
Y'all are doing. Hey, but y'all are.
Bro, they doing their thing. But Dalvin Cook been doing his thing years before these boys come to the NFL. So I'm just gonna say that Dalvin is not a bum, bro.
Hey, and but this. Hey, hold on, real quick. This is my thing too. Hey, a lot of people with casual takes will say, "Oh, this is what he's doing in New York this year. This is what he is." Bro, we've seen players go into a position, go into a system, and the system just buries them. right? We've seen Odell Beckham go to Cleveland and him not do nothing, right? We've seen guys go to teams and they be trash, and then they go somewhere else and it's like, oh, they're the same player they were before. You just didn't give them the same opportunities. So let's not fake the funk and be like, oh, come on, bro. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
CD, running backs they have the smallest shelf life. And a running back like Dalvin, he has defied the odds. Like, I'll give him credit, but the thing with running backs is they fall off a cliff fast. Right? It just happens over the offseason. They come back the next season and they lost a step. And Derrick Henry, he might have lost a step. So you're saying you're trying to remember Dalvin for his Vikings days. For a running back, that's ages ago. That was a long time ago on the running back, right?
That's literally 1 season ago, right? So that's literally
1 season is a long time.
All right, so you're telling me, so T-Rich, you're telling me that Dalvin has fallen off a cliff and he will no longer be successful in the NFL.
I mean, he's 30 now. Like, let's just be realistic.
How old is Mostert? How old is Mostert?
31.
How old is Mostert?
Mostert playing better than
31.
Okay, so let's not bring age into it because we got to run it back.
Back though. He hasn't been that number one back, so he's fairly fresh throughout his career.
This is nasty work, boy.
I mean, listen. Mostert is producing. Like, we got to call it what it is, right?
He is
absolutely T-Rich.
But you acting like, the offensive line is playing good football, guys. Let's not underestimate what our offensive line is doing.
I disagree with that too.
So our offensive line isn't playing. They're not opening up the holes for the run game.
Football? No,
they're playing good football.
And I don't know who said this, and they said, "Oh, in Kansas City,
we have a top 10 run. We have a top 10 run game."
Hold on. In Kansas City, we started running in a 2-minute drill when Kansas City was no longer playing the run. Like, come on, we have to really look back at the game and say, how did we not score a single point in the first half? It was because of the run game.
All right, so because we weren't running the ball efficiently, like this is so this is all right. So here we go. Hey,
it wasn't producing.
So on the last drive of the game, we dropped back 4 straight times, right? What happened? What happens in those 4 straight times?
I mean, obviously they're all incomplete.
So there we go. So that's first of all, you just made my point, right? This is my thing. You can't. First of all, you can't put Tua in situations where he's dropping back 4 straight times. Sometimes you got to give a guy. You got to give him some balance, bro. You got to give him the run game to lean on sometimes, bro.
What about the Chargers game? What about the Chargers game?
And we still ran the ball in that game. Don't tell me we just abandoned it.
40 times, good things happen. Baltimore. Come on, when he throws it 40 times, how often does he throw it?
First of all, he only throws it 40 times when he has to. It's not Mike McDaniel is never going out there saying, "Oh, Tua's going to throw the ball 40 times this game, even if we are killing a team." It's always playing from behind.
They're killing you in the chat.
Oh man,
killing you in the chat.
Go ahead.
In the Philly game, the first 2 drives, I knew the running game was dead. I knew it wasn't gonna work.
You can't abandon it, though, T-Rich.
You have to make not abandon it, but you have to diminish.
You gotta adjust it.
Oh, and this is my thing with Mike McDaniel. This is the first time.
Your mic keep going in and out, bro. I don't know what it is.
Hold on.
They're killing you in the chat, T-Rich. They're tearing you up, bro.
That's fine.
T-Rich ain't worried about the chat. Go ahead.
Mike McDaniel, he hasn't been a play caller for that long. He's been a play caller.
Q, hold up. You got some feedback. Hold up, Q. Hold up. I'm going to put Q on mute real quick. Go ahead, T-Rich. Go ahead.
Can Mike McDaniel make in-game adjustment? We know he's great at designing plays. We know that. I agree with that. Even the run games, even when they don't work, it's like, man, that looks cool, though. I'll give him that. Even if we lose 5 yards, it looks cool. But when it's not working, can you make in-game adjustments? Philly in the Philly game, Tua had an 85 PFF score. He was the 3rd highest rated quarterback that week, and it sucks because you got your quarterback throwing dots, but he only had 30 pass attempts. The run game is crap, and we lose the game. And so to me, the run game being crap all game, it forces Tua to be perfect. We're saying, hey, Tua, be perfect against a top-ranked defense, and that's just unfair. We shouldn't have 0 points at half. We shouldn't have 3 points against Philly. Thank God we were winning converted to 30-18 before the half, because we would have had 3 points versus Philly. Something has to change. And this let's be balanced. Let's commit to the run game, no matter how much is killing drives. I just don't think that's the solution.
Hey, there is a reason why Mike McDaniel said at the end of the season, "Hey, I didn't run the ball enough." When we look at last year, when we look at games like San Francisco, when we look at games like LA, San Francisco, I think he ran the ball 9 times all game. Bro, you ran the ball 9 times, bro. Like, what can you do offensively if you're just going to sit there and drop back and let Nick Bosa tee off on your ass all game? Like, bro, you got to run at him. At some point, you got to do something a little bit different, bro. And that's what needs to happen with this offense. Mike McDaniel came out and said, hey, I didn't commit to the run game enough last year, because he knew, hey, the only way this team is going to win offensively is to be balanced and to be able to run the football. If you're not running the football, you lose a very large element of being successful in the league.
Like, and that's what I can't understand why he's doing that, because he's a running back coach. He knows the running backs. What is he doing? So, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
Hey, yo, my mic good?
Wait, hold on.
I hear you. You're in the box. It sounds like you're in the box.
Yeah, it literally sounds like you're.
Like I said, I'm in the bathroom right now. I'm painting the walls. So.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead, Tom.
I think we got a little off topic with the whole running back thing, Cooks. You know, I think we could actually lose 2 of the running backs and pick up some more defense, but I'm not going to say which 2 because I don't know. But being that said, it's too late for that right now. Now we are in postseason time. We are in the last 7-8 games of the season, and this is the get right. So in the get right, we need Mike McDaniel to focus. I don't think we have the talent on both sides of the ball. We have the talent. We need to get right with Mike McDaniel, because I think, my opinion is, he's getting a little bit too cute with everything he does. I like the play, the motions and all that, but he's doing things that are too cute and predictable. I'm sorry, the Tyreek screen, they see it all day long because everybody's eyes are on Tyreek. And as soon as Tua looks at him at the snap, they're gunning. They're gunning every time.
Right. So I see what you're saying. I mean, I agree with you to some extent. I mean, Mike McDaniel does try to, he's using his creativity. I think when it works, he's a genius, and when it doesn't work, people are like, you're doing too much. And I think that's the situation he's in as a play caller, is that, when all this motion and stuff is working, he's a genius. Nobody else is doing this in the NFL. It works perfectly, right? But then when it doesn't work, people are like, yo, just line up and run the ball. Like, just stop doing too much. So it's a give and take. And I understand that. So I'm not going to kill him for it. I just got to ride this wave. And that's
the motion. I agree with all the motion. These guys have got it down. I'm talking about like the wide receiver screens.
Yeah, there's just a lot. He tries to
not running when you should be running. Like, he's a running back coach, but when you go 3 straight plays passing, when your running game is working,
that's a problem. That's a problem. I agree. Q, what you got for me, man? We was having some issues. I think we got you.
Yeah, I didn't have my earphones on, so I really didn't. I caught bits and pieces of the conversation, but I really wanted to understand where T. Rich was coming from, what he was pushing back. But I think I think Mike McDaniel. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would just want to do it. I mean, it seemed like T. Rich was saying like he feels like we run the ball, outside too much. But I think with that type of run game, you're gonna get stopped sometimes. You just got to take the L on those. I think that's the nature of it. So that was just my thoughts on it. But continue on, Q.
I just think that McDaniel, his situational play calling sucks. Is all. I think that's the gist of his when it comes to situational play calling,
Yeah.
there's certain downs where you have, and that's where where you have to keep things dynamic, right? You can't pass the ball, I mean, you can, but it's unwise, and to pass the ball on 4th and 1, right? You're gonna have to run that ball.
And I agree with you to some extent. I think sometimes when he gets in the big moments, I feel like he passes when he should be running, or he's running
Right.
when he needs to be passing. But
That's literally situational play calling.
yeah, situational play calling. But it's also like situational play calling. He's trying to throw the defense off his tendencies as well. So
Now, he be doing that too much, playing his mind games.
right. And I think sometimes he'll get in his own way mentally. I think that's part of it. I think that's just the way his brain works and what he's doing. But I think he's learning. I think this is a process, bro. I think this is a process, and you have to kind of take what you're getting initially, and as the season goes on, we expect him to get better. We expect him to figure it out. As
Right.
the
It's,
games
it's,
go
it's
on.
logistics as well. Like you gotta sometimes you run plays, in real games and in meaningful games because at the same token, you're trying to figure out if this play would work in this
Yeah.
situation, and if this play
Right.
doesn't work, then we'll draw down, we'll type down the logistics of it and figure out the percentage and whatever, and then next game when it comes again, we go, okay, we don't run this play here because it wouldn't work here.
Right. I agree, man. I saw EM in here. He left. I had him in here, but he ended up.
I know where the boys go.
I don't know, man. I guess I don't know. He wanted to get at T Rich in the chat, I guess. But shout out. Hold on, real quick. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hey, we got 30 in the room. Hit the like for me, real quick. Punch that like button for your boy. Let's try to get to 30 likes. I appreciate everybody coming through, man. Shout out to the homies in the chat. I see you. Scotty, T Rich, S Harris, EM, Sean, Kyle. I see you, Kyle. G in the building. I see Dre in here. Dre's a big Dalvin Cook hater. He don't even like me mentioning that name. Money Mitch, Alex Rodriguez, Bo G. I see y'all boys. Shout out to y'all boys in the chat, man. Hit the like button for your boy. Hit the like button for your boy. He said, hey, Dre says, hit the like button, but boo CB for still holding on to the Dalvin Cook foolishness. Ha. Hey, EM ain't coming up here, man. EM scared, man. That boy running tonight. Man. Hey, Manny B, I see you. What's good, Manny? Hey, go ahead, Tom. What's up, man?
I was just thinking about it. It was probably a month ago, and you talked about when Tua changed the play and hit Tyreek for the touchdown against Mike McDaniel's call, and they don't do that very often. But Mike McDaniel, he's a genius, but how smart is Tua to change the play? Should we give him the ability to be Peyton Manning?
Hey, Tom.
And look at the defense.
You talking to me right now, bro?
That's a good point, and that's I think Tom. I think that's a really good question, right? When it comes to Tua, like audible and out of stuff or making changes at the line of scrimmage, I think Mike McDaniel I think that's a process too. It's becoming more comfortable with a guy to make those adjustments. What I would like to see is when we go up to, and this is what I did with my guys, like as an offensive coordinator, as a guy who's calling plays, right? You want to put your guys in the best position to be successful. So I would like to see Mike McDaniel give Tua the opportunity to go up to the line of scrimmage, and if there's a run play called and you think it's a better run play to the other side, or you feel like there's a better run play that you could call out of it, hey, check it real quick. Hey, check, and give them another call. Give the
we all know what happened.
Call.
We all know what happened at the KC game, bro. The Chiefs game. Remember, McDaniel was trying to call them plays in, but it wasn't going through. And so you got them. What you call it? Delay of games. Those. So you need to. I think that's the next step. That's the next step right there, bro. Give Tua some opportunities to call the plays because he sees the field. He's out there on that field, bro. Let him see the field and let him call the fucking play, bro.
Yeah, and I think to be completely honest with you, I think there needs to be more leeway for freelancing at times, right? But in the NFL, it's very difficult, guys. I want you to understand that these play calls are very long. There's a lot to them, right? So that means basically putting in a system where you can kind of do something very quickly at the line of scrimmage that usually isn't something you do. So I'd like to see there be a little bit more freedom for Tua to go up to the line of scrimmage and say, hey, check. Hey, we're going to run it to the other side. We're running it to these 4 guys instead of running it to this 6 guys on this side. So that's kind of my thought process. And I think that'll really help the offense and take the offense to the next level, is just giving Tua and those guys out there a little more freedom to adjust and make more plays at the line 100%. Of scrimmage, right? Because, I mean, you're going to go on the road in hostile environments, and there's going to be times where you can't – it seems like he can't get the play call in time. So in instances like that, you got to go up to the line of scrimmage. Hey, Tua, you got this one. Hey, go up to the line of scrimmage, call it out, or give it to him in the huddle, and then get up there to the line of scrimmage, call it out, and make a play. I mean, bro, there's plenty of opportunities. There's a lot of quick games, a lot of signals you can give guys to go up there and make plays. So we got the talent out there. We just need to be ahead of guys mentally now, right? So there's no doubt we got the talent. I think we got the right coach. I think at this point we need to take our offense to the next level, and we need to be thinking ahead and basically game planning for what could happen on the road in hostile environments where you need to make a play call, right? So I think that's spot on, Tom. I think you got to give Tua a little bit more leeway to do some audible and some checks at the line of scrimmage. I think that's the next step for sure.
Now on the other side of the ball, and Mike Vick Fangio is a proven defensive coach, but this is a blitz team. That is a blitz defense. That they know what they need to do. They know who they need to cover. We got the best 2 cornerbacks in the game, and we possibly have the best safety in the game who's healthy again.
Yeah, I agree. And
blitz.
I agree. And I'm not a big proponent of the blitz, right? I'm not a huge proponent of blitzing. But when you got guys like Jalen Ramsey and you got guys like X and Cater in the slot and you got Javon Holland back there, you gotta send a guy like Jerome Baker and you gotta send David Long every now and then. Because
it don't have to be full out.
Right, and you can even send one of the nickel guys. You can send Cater every now and then on a blitz. I want to see it because you got enough speed and you got enough coverage on the back end to get those guys taken care of. So I agree with you there, but it's got to be right timing. Like it's got to be timed up right. You don't got to do it every down. You got to do it maybe on second down, get them into 3rd and long, or do it on 3rd down when you're expecting a pass. But I do like the thought of sending the blitz a little bit more. And I think Fangio's getting more comfortable with that. Once he realizes who these guys are and what they could do, I think he's finally kind of locking in.
And in close games, when it comes down to us having to stop the offense, what happens? Fangio's got to, we got to blitz.
Yeah. He starts dialing it up at that point. We get home.
Bust them up.
Yeah. I agree. Q, man, you there? Nah, Q, we might have lost Q. Hey, but man, I'm about to wrap it up in a few, man. We've been going for an hour and a half, man. It was great chopping it up with you guys, man. We play the Raiders tomorrow. Let's do this. Let's do score predictions. Give me your thoughts, and I'll start with you, Tom, because I don't know if Q's back yet. What's your score prediction for tomorrow? What's your thoughts on the game?
All right, this is. I always like to talk smack. I talk smack about the Chiefs. This is our get right game, but it's also this is our trap game for the next couple weeks because these guys are on a high.
Mm-hmm.
Got rid of that shit coach. They got their player coach, literally a player coach, who is letting them smoke it up, drink it up, have fun.
Yeah. Get out there and play.
So they're having fun right now.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
That is.
We all know this.
Yep. It's dangerous.
So this is our get right week. We got players coming back healthy. Like you said, Devon Achane. I think he should have stayed with Achane because that just sounded better.
Yeah.
But Achane going to get 100. Mostert, I think he's going to sit. Like, I think he's going to be on the back end trying to get healthy. I don't like our other choices, but we need to establish the run game, make defense be honest. Tyreek, he's humbled, so he's going to eat.
Yeah.
He's going to eat this week.
I like it. I think Tyreek is definitely shooting for that 2K. So I think when he gets the ball, he's gonna try to be dynamic with it. So I definitely see Tyreek having a big game. Hey, what's your score prediction, man?
So, being with all that said, being a trap game, it's gonna be 14. No, I'm gonna give him a little bit more. 17. 42.
17 to 42.
You fucking troll, bro. How you gonna talk? How you gonna say it's a trap game and say 42 to 17? This dude fucking troll.
Wait. That's because we're only gonna score 7 in the first half.
Okay, we're gonna score 7 in the first half. All right. Hey, appreciate you coming on, Tom.
I am laughing.
Hey, appreciate you coming through, bro. It's always good to see you, man.
All right, love y'all, bros.
All right, love you.
Good luck tomorrow. See y'all tomorrow.
Take care, Tom.
Have a good one. Q, what you got for me, man? What's your score prediction for tomorrow?
That dude a fool, bro.
Yeah, he's funny as hell, bro.
He said trap game and said 42-17. What the fuck?
We blew the boys out. The trap game.
But in the same token, I agree. I expect the Miami Dolphins to handle business. Despite the high, bro. And there's so many factors, I'm not gonna trash on their two win, good for them. They got 2 wins.
It's 2 good wins.
Reality gonna set in this week because one, you're playing at the Rock.
It's different.
You're playing at the Rock. You're gonna sweat, you're gonna have heat, you're gonna be exhausted, that heat gonna kill you the whole day. Two, This offense is too dynamic for that trash ass defense. The only person that on that defense is good, is a little decent, is Max Crosby.
Yeah.
And what you gonna think? You gonna think Tua gonna sit back there for 4 seconds and wait for Max Crosby to come? Nah, he gonna let that ball go real quick, bro. I expect Miami to whoop ass, and you know what? I'm gonna follow suit. The Tom. I'm gonna say 38. I'm not going to even give them 17, bro. The quarterback, I don't know who that quarterback is, bro. Yeah, I mean, they got Devontae, bro. They got Devontae Adams, but I need the quarterback. That connection is a two-way street, bro. Quarterback to receiver. I'm going to say they're going to get like 9 field goals, bro.
Hey, 9 points, huh?
Field goals, bro.
Field goals.
Defense going to put up a clinic. The team is gonna have a warm up game, off the coming off the bye, getting ready for next week against a division opponent, whom I think is way better than the team they lost to, because it is a division game, and they're up. Them playing the Raiders is different than them playing the Dolphins, which is gonna be way tougher.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a hard hitting game.
I agree with you, man. I think it's going to be a real good game, man. And I agree with you. I like a lot of what you said, man. I think, nice pick. Oh, he dropped it. Man, I think the Dolphins are going to handle business tomorrow. And I understand that the Raiders are on a high, right? They got a players coach. I think Pierce is doing a good job. But tomorrow we bring them boys back down to life. Like, it's back to reality tomorrow. Like, you coming into Miami. Sure. You're gonna have to play the run. You're gonna have to play the pass. You're gonna have to be fast tomorrow. And I don't think they're not that fast. They can't hang with us. They can't run with us. And I think the defense should handle business. Honestly, I want to see
Clinic, bro.
I want to
Tomorrow,
see. Hey,
defense.
I want to see our defense pitch a shutout. That's what I want to see. Like, I want to see us stop a team in their tracks and just say, "Hey, you're not
That'll be the main
scoring
clinic
today." I want to see you. I want to see our defense say, "You're not scoring today. You're not seeing the end zone." I mean, ideally, that's what I'd like to see. But I think the Miami Dolphins win big tomorrow, and I think it's going to be a 42-14 effort. That's my thought.
Right on.
42
to
14. Handling business.
Take care of business. Yep.
I think Achane getting back into the fold of the offense and that running game. I think that running game is going to get going tomorrow. I know Robert Hunt's out. Eichenberg's in there. These guys got to figure it out. They still got to make it happen, man. We still got to make it happen. So, Q, I appreciate you coming through. It's all love, bro.
Hey, appreciate you, Mose.
Hey, appreciate you, Mose. Hey, all the time, bro. Fins up, bro.
Fins up, bro.
Fins up. Hey, shout out to the homie Q for coming through. Hey, shout out to all of you guys. I appreciate you for hanging with me for an hour and a half, man. We had some great guests on. I appreciate those guys coming through. Doc, Lou, EM came through for a second. Anthony Manzano, T. Rich, Tom, Todd, all those guys, man. I appreciate you guys coming through, man. But, hey, the Miami Dolphins got another opportunity to go out there and get another big dub tomorrow. Get another big dub. Sit them boys down. Get ready for next week. Get ready for this playoff run, man. Get ready for this playoff run. Just tune up. Fine-tune what you're doing. Get better. Get better at something, each week. Just keep plugging, keep chopping wood, like they say. Keep chopping wood, keep getting better at your craft, keep trying to make good plays, keep watching the film, getting in the lab, making the adjustments. I'm excited for this football team. I want us to just stay healthy. I know staying healthy is a very cliche thing to say, but I think staying healthy is going to be a key to whoever goes and win the Super Bowl. I think it's a lot of luck. It's a lot of guys staying healthy. It's a lot of right place, right time. So, hey, for us, the playoffs do start tomorrow for us. We need to make teams come here for the playoffs. I love that. I love the thought of that. I want to see the Miami Dolphins go out and get wins, right? Every game is going to count towards us either getting that home field advantage or being a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seed, right? I want to be the 1 seed. Let's go take care of business. Go get these dubs. Get that home field advantage and have people coming to the Rock to play. That's what I want. I want teams coming to Miami to play football in December and January and February. That's what I want. So, hey, I really appreciate you guys coming through. Like I said, kicking in with me for an hour and a half. You didn't have to do that. It's greatly appreciated. Do me a favor, punch the like button on your way out. Also, if you're not subscribed, be sure to do that. Send this out to somebody who might like the content. We're trying to get to 1,200 subscribers. It's the next move. Shout out to all the guys who won the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Hooked Up Joe won. Who else won? I think Raphael won as well. Man, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support from the members gang. The Patreon link is in the chat if you want to support the channel. It helps. Hey, this is what we do, man. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. A great Miami Dolphins weekend. It's a dub tomorrow. It's a big dub. Hey, appreciate y'all. See y'all. You already know what time it is. It's FinTech with CB83, and your boy is out. See ya.
Came from the bottom, that's foreign. I swear that I'm up for the sun in the morning. Oof, hey, I gotta flex. I need a Nike bag, give me the check. I need the money and power, respect, but I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Hey, oof, I told them out of my way. I don't got nothing to say. Now they can't run at my pace. Yeah, they know that we ain't the same. 402, we rap the game. I told them this ain't a game.